Another tough day at work today. Steve and Kirk think I suck. Throw back a few wobbly pops, feeling down on my luck. And the interns ruin every show. But it's still where we want to go. It's Mike and the Minifans. 'Cause nobody had any better plans. You want to be with DC and RA Minahan. The host can't see it's Mike and the Minifans. And nobody's seen real MHB. This whole thing is a sham. You never see him pee. It's Mike and the Minifans.
Oh, Axe, you're still here. Thank you. Wow, thank you, Warden. Welcome to Mike and the Minifans, longest hour in recorded broadcast history. 1 week away from Sako, crazy week of shows, but actually Coleman privately messaged me if I don't start off with promoting the pay-per-view, he was going to leave. So everyone go to barstool.com/ppv.
No, it's
Barstool.tv.
My bad. I bought it. It was actually about probably $15 free because I'm Canadian, so credit to me. And I'll be there. So it's going to be a great day. Sako will be great. It's been a crazy week. I actually think the producers right now are all at an all-time low. I think you're all at an all-time low for Kirk. It just honestly, and it's not anything against you guys, but I think like John sleeping until 1 p.m. today, right? You're the guy that does videos and all this stuff and nothing. Montante with maybe the best or worst video edit of all time. With the
I would say I stand by that video 100%. That was a great video. Great video. So whatever. It didn't go over well. I'll give you that.
How long did it take you to make? How long did it take you
I swear to honestly, by the time I had this idea and the time I tweeted out 20 minutes.
Yeah, I was proud of you. That's good.
Not too bad. 20 minutes.
That's good.
Coleman, we got to see a different side of Coleman, the kind of aggressive side of Coleman. So if that hurt, it might hurt him, it might help him to see that side. And Augustus was probably the least sexy dance of all time. That was the least sexy dance of all time.
Oh, you guys! I couldn't get on camera the floor hump I was doing.
I've seen seizures that were more sexy. That was terrible. I'm not a dancer myself.
That made my day. That absolutely made my day.
I made some girl out there's pussy soaked.
Oh, shock Mick's MIA. He said he's coming, so we'll see. Mick's actually, it's crazy. No, he's kind of flown under the radar, and I guess there's a lot to go with this. But on John's day, don't you think it was weird for Mick to be behind, like to have John in the main chair where Mick's been? He's more in the race than John. What do you guys think, Montante?
No, I think John, not John. I think Mick was being like kind of respectful and understanding that he's had 2 cracks at it, so he let John get the chair. So I think that's all that is. Like if he wanted to be like quote unquote alpha, I don't think it's a bad term for this, but about it, then he would have grabbed it. But it would have made no sense. Like John deserves. I think it was good sportsmanship out of Mick. Is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
But Coleman, what do you think? You think that you guys all kind of agree, or?
Yeah, no, I mean, we hadn't really gotten to see in terms of the show itself, John being in that role. So I figured, whether it was Mick's decision or not, like we needed John to be in that role for that day. So I had no problem with it.
But don't you think he should have I think he needed to be a little bit aggressive in that moment and be like, John, fuck off. Let me come in for a bit. Like, I think that could have been.
I want to know, did he put up any fight to even sit in that spot?
He didn't. There was no chance he was getting. I would have just sat in the 4th seat, or the second chair. That's what I expected him to do. But then he stayed in the bed. I actually earned some respect from Mick yesterday. He was the whole time hustling, getting. Now they are the worst stories in the fucking world, but he was the whole time he was tight. I don't know what he was doing, but he was doing fucking something the whole time. So. I mean, it made me respect. It showed me he wants the job. Anyone who says Mick doesn't want the job and he's just he was back there hustling. He's a fucking idiot, but I respect the shit out of him for the hustle I saw. But I would have sat in the camera and showed everybody the hustle. I mean, that's a dummy move. He's a dummy.
Mick is a dummy. It's cut from straight from John. Wow. So John, like, how serious are you about this? Because I know you at the end of the show. Oh, if John gets an alarm clock, he could be the dark horse. That's a great. That's a great point, PJ Minahan.
Yeah.
I actually was talking to Shark Minahan earlier today, and he Shark Minahan, top 10 on Josh's top 10 KMS contributors, of course. He said he has no idea how to score you guys. You know, he's like, he's at a loss.
Really?
Yeah, he said he's like, he has no idea. So it's crazy. But so John, do you think, like, would you say, like, are you a serious candidate for this? Because I know at the end of the show you said, you know what, the producer thing would be great, but I'm gunning for Julie. And I think that kind of went over her.
I only said that because that's my actual job. So like, that was the job when I heard it was available, I wanted to take. When the producer role came up, it kind of ate up that job and disappeared. So I can also produce. I think producing is fun. I got to go in and do it for the show. So like, how serious I am for the role, though, is, I mean, dead serious, man. I'll drive up there every day from Pennsylvania to show that. So,
see, but that doesn't seem realistic. You can't be driving.
Well, no. I mean, try out for the thing, not every day for the show. I'm saying trying out for, like, I mean, how serious does
Montante? What do you think about this? I know you have a lot to.
No, I mean, that was just an obscene statement. You drive up in there, it kind of gives off the impression that you would drive there for work. I mean, that's just not logistically. That's not a great strategy.
Yeah, not every day for the show. I mean, like,
John, your story of all of a sudden your the lovely girlfriend Carm got this job that she stayed home out of nowhere. Oh yeah, she's not on the fucking hit. I know she's on the hit. There's no way. There's no way. There's no shot.
Well, she won't go on camera, so don't worry about that. What day did you get your job?
Probably not even there. This is the John from Scranton ruse that he does.
Okay, all right. It's fake.
You got a shadow then.
You got me. No, it's fake. My girlfriend did a job the day before I put in my application. Yeah. I'm not taking it here. Yeah. Montante got it.
Yeah,
Montante, go ahead.
In hindsight, you're playing it right.
Montante can't produce. Montante can't produce at all, so he's just fucking whiffing anything he can. See, so this is the thing. John is adamant that you can't learn how to produce, where I'm like, I think anyone could figure it out. Some shit for 3 years how to produce. She's telling me to be nice. She's telling me.
All right, John. John, I would say let Montante talk.
Don't let him say I'm a liar. He's calling me a snake.
Oh, yeah. Why would someone call John from Scranton a liar? That's your fucking middle name.
Yeah, I
lying. Would say, dude, when I started reaching out, I appreciate the help you've done for me in the past. You've done a lot of things. I don't need your help anymore because I can cut.
You're done.
What did you hear? Did you not hear BA suggest that you?
Whatever, Montante. You make me mad.
But it's okay, John.
Coleman trashed me all day. You make me mad today.
Good. Good. You're a snake.
Good. Yeah,
I can cut everything that I was asking for help with 2 years ago.
Okay, John, you gotta let someone talk. You can't. You did this during the show.
I'm trying to stay sober. You're over there doing fucking lines. Okay, I don't have the energy to do right. All I'm trying to say is the stuff that I used to ask for help from you 2 years ago. I don't ask for help anymore.
No, you don't.
Yeah, because I know how to do that now. Yeah.
I was proud of you for the video.
Am I as technically sound as you are? No, I'm not. Congratulations, but I can do the show, and I will learn and I will grow. That's all.
Can you say my girlfriend didn't get a job the day before I put my name in for the job? It's true. That's that.
Yeah, I mean, your track record of telling the truth is strong, so I believe you.
That's fine. That's completely fine.
Steven,
that is. I was just going to say that is the one thing with Montante that I have liked in this whole process is that he is just so consistent. Like even from that clip today, like that's exactly the type of clip I'd expect him to put out. So I think it's really good in the world of everything that like his character is just consistently that, and it's awesome.
I have to say, I think Montante's shows, like if you look at the 4 shows this week that all 4 of you are on, Montante's show was by far the best one. So I think, and I don't think you could say it was all of Montante, like, but the Steve Lapis, like that was funny.
It's awesome.
Getting the number, like I think getting the number is something that probably no one does besides Montante here.
Yeah, but I disagree on that one. I disagree.
Okay. Go ahead, Augustus. Go ahead.
I mean, you've seen I've been pretty much buried for going in DMs and reaching out. Like, I have no shame. I can go to the ends of the earth. Luckily enough, when you work in media, you make enough connections where they've all grown out of the Rhode Island. It was a good get. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it's a good get, but I'm not going to say he's the only one who could have gotten that.
I'm not saying could have gotten it. I think he had a good I think it was a good instinct.
Oh, yeah, Coleman. It's a great. You have your in, use your in.
Coleman, you think you would have done that?
Yeah, I mean, it seemed like he had a more direct connect, so I don't know if I could have gotten it as easily as he had. But I'm from Jersey. I'm from the area. I could have reached out to people around me if I was going to be on the show too, and I would have gave a valiant effort. But he's the one that did it. He did a great job doing that.
Yeah, it was unbelievable, Muff. Your show scared the shit out of me because I had to come in the next day. Like, he was like, "Yeah, tomorrow will be an hour long." I was like 4 hours into my drive. I'm like,
if Andy Mayo's there, there's no shot. Andy Mayo's gonna give you 2+ hours before.
And then I knew Mayo was gonna be there, and I was like, "Yes, I'm good, dude. I have 2 punching, but like, I'm good now."
So Coleman, I started with this. We've seen like a different side of you today, like a passionate side, calling out Barstool, Coleman versus Barstool, Coleman versus John, Coleman versus Mick a little bit. So what made you wake up and want this passion? Like,
well, first of all, I woke up today. It's a big day for the show. I know how this works in Barstool. Like, pay-per-views bring in money. So in order to get that done, you just got to be all forces go when these things happen. If that took being a little more passionate than usual, yeah, I thought it was a good lane for me to ride. I know the Barstool people. I can call them out. I've talked, I have these relationships from the past. I know some of the inside jokes there. I think some of that played today. I just thought it was a really nice sweet spot to be in, where I'm not just going to feed you bullshit and get angry at stuff just because I think it's, something funny or whatever. No, I'm going to, play true to my cards and be authentic about it. That was all authentic.
I believe so.
I think, money talks. So this is a big opportunity for the show to be able to prove to Barstool that they can really shell out and, have strong support behind them. So to me, this was like all forces go. Let's go.
Good point.
Actually, a great comment. Vigilance Dave said, "People forget pay-per-views bring in money." People do forget that.
Exactly. People forget.
I'm glad he reminded people. That's a good point.
That's a great point. Augustus, what do you think? Do you, as a guy that's constantly gone too far in this interview process, what do you think about Coleman today? Do you think he towed the line as you would? Did he go too far, or was this the perfect amount of passion? Because Kirk did say he wants a passionate person that cares about the show, and he probably went the hardest promoting the show out of anyone here. Pay-per-view, I would say.
I mean, yeah, I think he played it right, because he's also in a different situation than I am. He actually has those established relationships, rather as I'm trying to make the inroads because I know it could be beneficial for that. But when I get told put off the brakes, I pumped off the brakes. I apologized, back off, and just kind of go back to doing my thing. If I like being overzealous, just because that's the personality I am. And if I'm not doing everything I can to try to make my opportunity better, then I'm going to be disingenuous to myself. Because at the end of the day, the one thing, if you listen to the show from day one, or you came in 2 weeks ago, the one thing I think everyone can take away is you have to be authentic. You have to be genuine. You just got to be yourself with it. If you come off in any way, shape, or form differently fake, it's not going to come off real.
Facts.
If you come off fake, it won't come off real.
Fact.
Not bad.
That's
hard to argue. That's what
you should have
I've never seen Augustus so pissed.
I was making
unbelievable
Bars comments, and then there's plenty of stumbling you could have used for me. I think you just misused the wrong clip of me talking. If you want to compare me to Biden,
it's almost like I came across something real quick and said, "Can I make a video of this?" and did it. Yeah. Don't overthink that video. Trust me. Don't overthink it.
Exactly.
I still have to figure out what the hell it means.
That's the crazy part. That's the crazy part. People are like, what does this mean? I think I had called 2 people today. I knew what that meant. Whether it was dumb or not, that's a different discussion. I don't want to have it. If you got what it meant, it was Biden saying that the stock is down. You are the stock, and then Biden falling off the bike is just funny. That's all. That's all it is.
It is. I think if it proves anything, Mike still hates Biden, and that's good.
Yes, correct.
Hey, he made a video about that guy. That's
and Augustus, I think you'd be the first person to say that today was not your best fastball.
No, it wasn't my best fastball, but I mean, coming in, I didn't know what to expect going in. I knew I was coming in kind of down after my fuck ups. So it's just
now add in Biden falling off a bike, and it's funny. That's all I'm saying. Spot the line.
Classic Montante humor right there. I think it was a good one. I laughed. But Gus, John is probably the best fit, personality and producer skills. Nick from Boston. Wow.
Is that a fat joke? The fuck is that about?
Yeah, probably.
Fucked up.
That was good. That was good.
You make fun of Minifans if they're fat. That's not fair.
Well, no. Minifans. So Coleman, like we created the bracket, the Minifan bracket, about 5 years ago. Last year, it was in honor of Jeff Delo's dead dad and Jon Stewart. And it kind of breaks up the Minifan regions. There's the veterans, there's the special needs, there's the fat, and then there's the kimp. So that's kind of the variation of the Minifan.
Some people are all of them.
Some people transcend regions. And the clout. And there's the clout Minifans that come and do the shows.
Don't bring me into this. Yeah.
Montante could have been a one seat in all the regions. Clout, fat, special, except military.
Well,
Stolen Valor,
maybe Stolen Valor, yes. But so Gus, your stock has fallen, as Montante eloquently put in a video today. Are you out on the job? Did you get talked to? Like, I know Kirk alluded to this.
Not at all. I'm right now. I think I'll be in Sunday evening, so that's the next time it seems I'll be back in, and I'm ready to roll. I have
so double Gus. We're gonna get double Gus, back to back Gus. Wow. Do you think? But like, you must have been on the crew or on the resort. A couple Mai Tais, couple Bahama Mamas. You're talking to your new
pina coladas, my friend.
Pina coladas. Sorry, you're talking to your friends. People you met, and you must have been talking like crazy about this opportunity.
Not
right?
at all.
So,
it was just one of the things that came up. People would ask, "Oh, what do you do?" I go, "I'm unemployed, but I'm trying out to be a producer for a podcast." And so it's one of those situations where it came up in a little bit. I mean, I have family who listen. So of course, whenever they would bring it up and everyone's like trying to, I'm like, I don't care. I fucked up. You got to eat it and go on. That's the biggest thing about this. And I think I even said it when Coleman called in today. One of the concerns is that when you start looking at the comments and thinking all the comments and you start to react to them, you're not going to be yourself and it's just not going to come off genuine. So you got to be able to let it go when you have to let it go.
So, but that's what I'm saying. So there was family members probably be like, "Oh, is this the right move?" Like, you can't have full support for sure, right?
Oh no, I mean, there's some family members think Kirk's an asshole, and I'm like, yeah, so am I. So it's fine.
So similar to PFT's brother, if one of the persons were calling Kirk an asshole, what would you do? Would you say "fuck you"? You're out of the family.
If they're doing it publicly, I'm coming right in right after. I'm always having my boss's back.
Wow, Augustus. Wow. I actually have this on the docket. Would you live on Mars?
Yeah, I would.
Fit right in, bro.
You wouldn't live on Mars? Just
exactly. Little singer. I like that.
That's a good question.
First of all, if you're going to be the initial people going out to Mars, you're just signing like a suicide wish, that. But unless if it's established, maybe I don't know.
Great idea.
BA on science.
Yeah, I have Steve Lapis ? But I used it too fast. So I should have saved it for later. Coleman, I had to ask, did you ever box or anything?
No,
because your nose is like so extra large it could fit in an extra box.
The nose, bro. The nose knows.
I think that's why Sneakers likes you, because you and him have the two big noses.
He's got a schnozzle as well. Yeah.
I have
the amount of times I get asked if I'm Jewish, it's tough. With a last name like Coleman too, I'm not confirmed, not. But yeah, nose.
That's kind of an okay thing to be asked, though. It's like I don't think it's that bad to be asked. Maybe.
Bother me.
I mean, maybe.
So John, do you feel like you missed an opportunity to do a classic video because you're great at doing promotional videos, right? You've done it for Meeting of the Minds, GV, for me, Montante. And today was kind of the day where you could have utilized, like you would have been above and beyond all these guys. Do you think this was a missed opportunity to do something for the pay-per-view?
That's fair. Unlike pretty much the rest of the candidates, I have a fucking job. So I like when the show was going on, I was working, and then by the time I got out, it's like I can't do anything, right? So I took Coleman, just retweeted everything Coleman did. I just stole all his stuff. But I mean, we have now after the show, I mean, we have all weekend until next week to make videos. So I'm excited to do it.
Yeah, okay. I would say I think go ahead. Go ahead.
When I was employed, I was recording prank phone calls and still doing stuff while during my work. So if you want to be 100%,
absolutely, absolutely.
Maybe that's why you're unemployed.
No, I'm
joking. That was a joke. That was a joke, Augustus. That was a joke.
See, this is why Mike needs a job.
Montante is a Montante is a really funny guy in studio. VD said who's BA endorsing. It's great. It sucks because I could see all of you
obligated to endorse me because we're our friends. Just understand that.
Well, I'm kind of friends with Montante. I'm friends with Montante as well. So, but
you're going Montante then
I'll go fuck myself, I guess.
I don't know. Cool. I think the smart move. I would say the
Mm-hmm.
smart move is Coleman. The smart move is like Kirk said it. If this was a legit job,
I said it.
Yeah,
I say that.
I think but I think the most high risk, high reward upside move is Montante. I think I think Montante has the highest ceiling.
The fear I have is like Montante stands out like that, and Coleman's like this bright young golden goose, and the only reason I don't want him to have a job is because he's a new Minifan, and I know what happens to new Minifans. I've seen it a fucking 1,000 times. So
if you watched Minifandom, I think Coleman has the good separate. I think. Well, John, one second.
I'm sorry.
He has a good separation of. I don't think he's coming in as a Minifan. He's the producer, right? Which the other guy, everyone else doesn't have that. Because he even said to Menners, he might fire him from as CEO. He said we'll have a transitionary period, But Coleman, what do you think
I don't know if I said that exactly. I just coming in. I don't know if it's necessarily my place right off the bat to just kick someone off of something they've been doing for so long and are so passionate about. Like, who am I to do that right away? Maybe that's a conversation.
You're leaving the door open, which I like.
I like that too. And
because I'm not setting anything in stone right now, because who knows, the guy could go out tomorrow and do something whack that maybe would be detrimental to the show, and I want the show to benefit the most out of anything. So if maybe it'd have to happen.
No, you're right. If you look at the two Minifandoms back to back to the two most polar opposite, I'm screaming, calling Minifans stupid.
Yeah, dude.
And Jack is getting these hit piece questions asked to him and just handling them perfectly. It was
you are too good for this role, man. I want to just give it up, but I'm so far in. But you are so good for this role. Just keep at it. Like I said though, dude, when all these nice people turn on you, I want to see what happens. And I don't want you to just fucking get up and be like, I don't know if I could handle this, because I fucking love this show just like you're starting to. But understand
that's not how I roll.
Fucking flawless. Like that tweet today with the fucking Mick picture on mine, flawless. You going after people today coming out of your show, flawless. Doing great. You will fuck up. And maybe that'll be.
I've admitted that too. I think I've had this persona the entire time of just being this, golden pony boy or whatever. And, I'm human. I know that there's a chance that I will fuck up and mess up. And when that happens, it's just a matter of how you handle it and bounce back from it. So, I can take a beating. I have tough skin. If I'm doing anything, I'm going to give it 110% and keep at it even after the fact. So, it's whatever at this point.
So you would agree that your separation kind of from the Minifan world, probably it could be an asset to you in this race. Do you think that, or does it hurt you?
I mean, not necessarily. I think a lot of the guys here have heavy hitters in their corners, and that's a benefit for sure. It's not necessarily a complete separation, producer Minifan separation. I think as I go along, that I build these relationships. Like Menners, now I have that first interview with him where that's something to build off of. It's not just like a clear black and white separation down the middle.
So Menners texted me privately that he alphaed you to get you on the show because you originally.
Yeah. Well, he also said on the show that was partly his fault. And I maybe mishandled it. I don't think he alphaed me in any way. I never once said that I wasn't going to go on the show.
Never admitted.
I don't think it was any kind of alphaing. I think it was a legit conversation that we had. That's all.
Menners was so mad that you weren't going to go on. I was texting him. I'm like, he's coming on here. This is good for the network. He said, I will give him 1 minute of time on the network and kick him off if he doesn't come on Minifan. So this is the kind of psycho.
I get that though.
Psycho CEO that you're dealing with.
He's a sicko.
He's my boss. He's my boss.
For that, man.
So
Listen, he's passionate. That's all that matters. End of the day, I can appreciate that, and he probably puts in a good amount of work. So, as someone that has to do a lot of the similar type of things, like I respect it. So.
Beautiful. So what do you think? So today on the episode, Julie is exposed as being a snake going behind the producer's back and talking to Kirk directly. Where do you think? So I guess it's this kind of the dynamic still is like, does Julie report to the producer? Does she report to Kirk? How does that work? Julie is a snake on Cullinane right now. So we'll go around the room. Do you think she is a snake? And can you work with her going forward? And I'll start with Gus.
I think I could work with anyone just because I have worked with a multitude of people, multitude of personalities. So it's one of those situations where at the end of the day, we all work for Kirk. It's the Kirk Minifan show. We work for Kirk. So no matter who it is gets thrown in there, if they want to talk shit behind my back to Kirk, that's fine. Because if you know the show at all, it's going to get brought up and it's going to get hashed out. So they can do whatever they want from it. I mean, I would like to work alongside with whoever, because as a producer of a show and live events, that goes hand in hand completely. So you need to make sure your audio is good in that. So I'd be fine with it. And if she wants to do that move, I mean, that's not something I would do, but it's something I think that if they do, it's going to come up and I'm ready to handle myself.
Well, how about you, Montante? I know you and Julie are kind of closer than most people here. So,
yeah, she's. When I think of Julie, I think of the blowjob I got when Milwaukee didn't cover by 6, or the fuck that idiot Mick said. That scumbag. He's like, oh, it was blatantly a joke. It's like, yeah, man. People that I know very well text me like, did you? Yeah, good joke, Mick, you idiot. I think Augustus actually he answered it pretty spot on. Outside of saying he's worked with everybody. Well, I don't know what that means, but yeah, you know, it's going to come back on the show, and. So the fact that it's spot on. So he's actually right. Like, yeah, that's gonna come back on the show. If it somehow didn't, and say he like found out 2 months later, then I get being genuinely mad. But I even get being genuinely mad in that moment. But no, she didn't do anything wrong. It just kind of solidifies though. She is just that role now, right? Like, because they keep saying, are they saying this is her tryout for it?
I think that's essentially what they're saying.
Yeah,
if she does well, she's got it.
Gotcha.
Coleman, what do you think? I guess you probably know her the least, but what do you think about?
Yeah, I had caught some of the tail end of the search for that role. I guess that was maybe earlier than what I had seen. Yeah, I mean, obviously, good to know that someone talks behind your back like that going into it. Otherwise, I don't see why we can't work together. I mean, in this role, I think you're going to have to work together. There's no real in between. So yeah, again, that's another situation where it's like, that's her and Dave. Let me, have that one-on-one with her and interact before I can pass any judgment. But yeah, good to know. I like keeping tabs on people like that.
So John, as someone that's kind of gunning for Julie's job in the background, what do you think about this?
First of all, it's another example of just like a newer Minifan thinking they're like close to the show and overstepping their bounds. Like I was afraid to text Kirk or message Kirk, thank you for letting me in studio for a whole day. So like, just never do that. But the fact she did and Kirk made it content is just a gold move. Like I think if she keep in contact with Kirk, that's okay. But the way she worded that just made her sound like she was a superhero. And I fucking hated that. Like, that's not what this is. You're not trying to like, I saved Dave Cullinane. Yay. Like, fuck off. Like, if you're doing this job, do the job and shut up.
Well, the fact that she has Kirk's number kind of shows that Kirk looks at her a different way than a lot of other people. So I think she kind of has that advantage. I don't think she was, too out of bounds for doing that.
Yeah.
Oh, there's reports Mick is still at work, but trying to get home to jump on. Wow.
Yeah.
What a turtle.
Dude,
if nothing, he's well. Listen, in his defense, these shows have not been every Friday night, so how could he have known?
He got work. He got work. I kind of get that.
No.
Yeah. The one thing is,
morning.
The one thing is, I would say, like, this is probably the last time we all get. You guys have a platform, let's say, to all talk shit, all that stuff. Take the day off if I'm him and come on, or to go leave early, or
take an early shift. Yeah, if he wanted to be here, he'd be here. Put it that way.
Right, because it's like Kirk will definitely listen to this because all you guys are on here. So it's just a chance to for whatever.
John, but I saw that.
He's gonna.
I don't know.
That
did not go unnoticed.
I don't know.
Because he waved.
Yeah.
Mick's waiting. Killer Quality said Mick's waiting for his mom to pick him up for work. Okay, so actually today the pay-per-view numbers came out, and so Cullinane says, "Oh, we hit our target," and then a few hours throughout the show, Kirk was getting texts being like, "What's going on? Am I going to be annoyed?" So there's speculation that Cullinane, instead of getting 5,000 buys, they made $5,000, right? So
I was wondering what that would be. That makes sense, I guess.
Yeah, so because he said, "Oh, we hit it," and you hit it. The thing is, 5,000 buys. To hit it that fast, the show is live, and there's 1,000 people watching. So to get $5,000, 500 buys from about half of the people watching live is still, I would say, pretty impressive. But I guess it was tweeted out and stuff. But so do you think
a bunch
is the Twitter aspect of it? Because there was only 1,000 people watching at the time, but that Twitter reach is giving you what does the show have? Hundreds of thousands of followers now, or tens of thousands? I got to go pull up the exact number. But when you have that,
you don't worry about it.
But when you have that many,
more than us, that.
Plus you got Coleman, plus you got Montante. I was going to say John, but he was still asleep. And then you had me putting him out there.
Yeah, that's another 500 people that don't follow Kirk already.
Yeah. We have very niche audiences. So yeah.
But so and Shark Minahan actually brought this up to me. But so do you think that's the case? It was actually They made it was 500 buys instead of 5,000 buys. What do you think, Gus? You were there. You must. What do you think?
Well, Dave was in another room, so I wasn't too privy to what was going on. And that's why when I overheard, like, "Oh, I don't know what's this," I thought it was something bad about me coming out again, just because I was having such a shit show.
Not everything's about you.
No, I would. When you're sitting behind there and you're seeing Cullinane come in saying, "Oh, you're not going to like this," like, of course your mind's going to go to worst case scenario. It's like, what do I have to prepare for now?
Okay. How about you? Wait, so how about you, Coleman? What do you
think? I answer this real quick.
Yeah,
Dave Cullinane fucked up that they would make like $1 million off. He didn't know what 10 times 10 was. So to be shocked,
that was remarkable.
I mean, that's a clear fact. There's audio of him not knowing what 10 times 10 is. He thought it was $1 million, I think, like 100,000. I think he said. Like, what did
someone spent it? Yeah.
Dave, like, what, dude? So if that proves anything, he doesn't know math. That's that.
Freddie Lynn, good point. The Portnoy Big Cat tweeted out it's over 2 million millions of viewers.
Like
and Coleman, but good. I think
Coleman probably helped get those people do that, and obviously Kirk did, if probably them, but he got it on other people on Barstool. That's good. He has an audience we don't have. That's fucking huge.
I'm gonna have to step out for 5 minutes. I think my dog's about to shit herself. I'll be back in 5 minutes.
That's funny. Coleman, what do you think
awesome.
about? What do you think?
No, I mean, to me, the thing that was kind of confusing was I thought that came up in the show a little early, so that's why the 500 sales would make a little more sense to me. If that had been the number at the end of the show, like if that was the last thing being said, I think it could have been possible, because there's a lot more traction after the fact. I do know, I can tell you from the Mick tweet with the glass and everything, last I checked, that had 110 link visits from that alone. So I don't really know in terms of the show itself, but at least in that last push, that was solid.
Good check.
Zaw retweeted that. That's because of Coleman. That's what Dan Hammer said. Shout out to I love Zaw. Were you a big
Clemmer's retweet was of Coleman's, so it's like even Clemmer kind of like backed you. So it's good.
Hey, they sleep in on Fridays.
That's it. Just don't sleep in on Fridays, right?
Yeah.
Freddie Lynn actually put a great point. Montante's bookies at the door. Can someone Venmo him $150 real quick? Oh man. Well, so I think this was also overlooked in the producer search. This was a Kirky Barstool, a big time Kirky Barstool week. The Roan trivia match. Nate actually had Kirk as number 2 in the Barstool personalities. Montante getting the number, got Portnoy to talk about it. That was a big moment. And Kirky clutched that. I was saying Michael Jordan, TJ Oshie, Kirk Minahan. Regardless of the how competitive it was or the level of skill, only certain people can in those moments flip that switch and and come up clutch. So he has the clutch gene, and I was getting some shit from the boys being like, oh, it's fucking shitty golf or whatever. But I'm like, man, the guy came in clutch those last few holes, like he's playing against an athlete, an Arian Foster, Francis, mental warfare on it. What did you guys like how did you guys like the Kirk Barstool contact this week? I'll start with John. I guess I'll start with John.
Kirk, I said it on the show when I was there. Kirk is just slowly just taking over Barstool, like not even becoming Mr. Barstool, just becoming Bar. Like he is it. It's insane. It's great to watch. I think that's why I take this, job application so seriously. And it's like Kirk's next 4 years are fucking huge, man. They're fucking huge. So he's going to do great things. Barstool will be around. Like I tweeted the other day, Barstool looks like they're having fun again. Like Barstool Radio's back. It seems like the fucking spirit is back. Barstool, man.
They are.
And it's like, it gives me fucking goosebumps. And that's so stupid to say, but it's like, dude, I don't know. I fucking believe in Barstool and shit, man. Like I like what their fucking message is. So it's fucking awesome. And Kirk being the biggest thing there is the best.
What do you think, Coleman? What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, the other thing too that you didn't mention there was the Surviving Barstool cast.
Oh, yes.
Which honestly, for me, let's say I wasn't even in this scenario, I'm picking Kirk to win that entire thing just based off of the mental warfare that goes on that show regardless. There's I know people that have just fully broken down when that was going on.
Do you think he's too powerful to make it? Like, do you think they'll just vote him on? That's what I keep thinking.
No,
like,
that's the thing. I think they're going to doubt him early. And that's because you have people that are publicly more known on those game shows as being that role that Kirk hasn't really had his chance to do yet. So I'm thinking like Tommy Smokes, Nate. I mean, you can even look at Dave, who's in charge of everyone. When do you cut him off? To me, I think Kirk just plays puppeteer the entire time and just waits for his time to strike and really does take it.
He's actually in a good position in that show because he's not there's bigger Barstool personalities there, Big Cat Dave, and then there's the more niche guys like you said, Tommy Smokes, and I think he slides in a good spot where he can really orchestrate. Where if he was in with like say a B-list cast, they would just vote him out right away. Oh, Kirk's a dick, vote him out, right? Whereas I think Coleman, you hit it. He's in it. Yeah. He could slide in a good spot, but that's going to be amazing to watch.
Yeah.
Do you think Portnoy's say is going to weigh way too much power in this too? Like there's a part where Portnoy might just have
only to Feidelberg.
Yeah. No, I mean, I think when it comes to these things, Dave, and you see it with trivia too, where Dave just really just plays the game, that's title aside and everything. He's just in there to play. Now, do I think that on the other end of that, people are going to be intimidated and not want to vote him out? Yes. I think a guy like Nate, or like you said, Feidelberg, they're going to be the ones that are going to be cautiously kind of awaiting. And that's when Dave is just going to, sweep them all out. I think a Dave Kirk, power duo to start it out would be lethal, or even down the stretch would be pretty lethal.
You could see Rico. You see Rico, Portnoy, Kirk, and then at the very end, Rico having to make the choice.
Yeah, that'll be awesome. And I bet that'll somehow end up on it.
No.
So Montante, we're just talking about the surviving Barstool. Freddie Lynn actually did a good point. They'll vote off Portnoy first, so he doesn't bully everyone. Chain Nate, Rico fights will last a while as pawns,
and that's where Kirk might slide by, where everyone gangs and gets Dave out of there, and by that time, Kirk will have enough time to make allies and shit, and he'll be good.
Dan Hammer, great point. John, mute your mic a little. Let others talk. This isn't the BA and John show. Montante, what did you think about John on the show with Kirk?
Yeah, it was not, I hated it. John taking veiled shots all the time, talking too much. It was standard procedure. And by the way, the tech wizard fucking fucked up a few, not too much, better than me the first time and second time, maybe third time. But, my favorite John line, and I'm not saying this in a negative way, is when he was playing a game and looking for the game music, and then 45 seconds after not being able to find it, I don't even want the game music. It's like, well, previously you just said you were looking for it and trying to find it, and now all of a sudden you don't want it.
Thanks for putting it on the desktop.
In my in my notes, it says I'm going to play the Minifan Madness bracket song, and I had it ready, lined up. But Kirk said, "Where's the music?" So I said, "I don't want the music." But couldn't you nailed it?
You were quite literally searching for it live on air, but
yeah, because I didn't have the game music. You're right on that. Like not having that, I said bad move, producer wise. But I had the Minifan Madness song queued up. I wanted to play that.
Yeah.
Shout out.
So I found you annoying, but the show itself went pretty long. So I'm just being honest. I mean,
I know.
He actually, he just got a 3-hour show. It was 3 hours and 25 seconds.
I know. Well done. But like the litmus test, I think, is like 2 hours and 15 minutes. So no, I think overall you definitely get a good. But you said something was so stupid. This is only I was annoyed by this. You said that I said 68 is a passing grade. You're like, no, it's not. What state is the 68 not a passing grade?
In my schools, it was always if you got below a 70, you failed.
Yeah,
maybe you failed at home. 65 is passing here, brother.
I mean, I didn't.
That's what it is in Rhode Island.
I don't know what to tell you. Like 70's failing. What?
Well, for me it was C's get degrees. That's what I always said, and I think it was 60 to 70 is a C in Canada. I would say.
Trust me, bro. If I got a 66, I was like, oh fuck yeah, like we're good here. We skated by.
I wasn't in that range.
That's neither
Sorry,
here
I
nor
went
there.
to better school.
Coleman, you were were you top of your class?
No, I actually went to like a pretty competitive high school, so like not really. I think I was like on the mid to lower tier of like the honors AP kids or whatever. So.
Yeah,
This is so funny.
honor.
This is what's so funny.
What do you want me to
We got an honors guy, and we got like top of the class and bottom of the class competing for this job. It's
My
so funny.
freshman year, I looked next to me. There was a kid. I don't want to be mean. There were people with disabilities on both my left and my right. And I was like, where the fuck did I go wrong? I was like, Jesus Christ. And they both got better grades than me. So I was like, oh, I was fucked. But anyway.
You were in room 108. That's what.
Yeah, put it this way.
That was the room.
schedule I had. Everybody else had in my classroom. We were like a little gang walking through the halls. We all the same schedule. But anyway,
take the same bus together too.
Yeah, I was close enough to walk, so the short bus just waved at me when they went in. But
yeah,
there you go.
I was gonna say, how long was the bus here on Montante? So, do you think David took a shit in the studio? Montante, you were there, right? Did he take a shit?
No, so I would have been shocked. I actually remember because, like I said, I'm housing waters and stuff when I'm in there. I always have to pee like an hour and a half into it, but I never do. I remember walking down the hallway and hearing footsteps. I could tell it was Kirk's. So I stopped and went backwards. What Dave did, which is a weird move, that door is always propped open. You're in there with the boys, right? You pee with the door open because there's not like an angle where they can see your dick. They would just see somebody turn around. David closed the door to take a pee, which I think is a fucking feminine move, like a really weird move. So it kind of gives off the impression that he pooped. But if David pooped, Kirk's not going in there afterwards. Put it that way. So the fact that Kirk went in there afterwards shows that David did not poop.
Oh,
honestly, even if it's not a poop, do you think he's a sit down pee type of guy?
He just thought it was weird that the door would be open if he was gonna have his penis in his hand. Bro,
he does have the body type to be a sit down pee kind of guy. You know what I mean?
Maybe not all the time, but like he wakes up middle of the night, he's a little tired, get a nice little seat, crack open a magazine.
There's nothing wrong with sitting down to pee. Maybe your leg's a little tired, it's not that.
Oh, Barstool Bay Area 66 to 68 is a D passing. There we go. He confirmed it. Barstool.
Who
Bay
said that?
Area. Barstool Bay Area.
Yeah, there you go.
I mean, it's different. It's different place to place. It's not like that's internationally known.
I think it is. I think public school, like if you get under, that's crazy.
Maybe public
in high school, it's definitely like over 50. You get a D.
Yeah, I went to Catholic school.
I don't know.
These passes.
Well, I went to Catholic schools, but Canada Catholic schools are different.
I know, trust me, I was just fucking grazing that line at all points and times, but it was always a 70 I couldn't get below.
Do you guys think Mayo is the trump caller, or do you think it's what do you think, Gus?
No,
the voice makes sense. Like if you were to try to replicate, like use AI, you'd use Mayo's voice and maybe some of like Trump like quotes, but he doesn't have that wittiness to him. No shot.
But he also kept doing the hands a little bit, so I didn't know. Like in the moment, and maybe he's like channeling that a little bit.
Yeah, I
think
and
he kind of answered it weird too when it was going on. Mayo. Like he kind of just cut it off, and I don't know. I thought maybe it could have been possible.
I don't think
his freezing, like how he froze when Kirk asked him that, like
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
We think, and then he did the first one. And I was in the middle of him doing it. I was like, "Holy shit!"
It was good. It was good.
It is him. And then he did that second one, and I was like, "Oh, that was horrible." Like what? And that I think that was just Mayo being
intentionally bad.
No, just being Mayo trying to do it again and actually just being bad. Just think Mayo would do that.
But don't you think Mayo would have to tell someone that he's a trump card? Like I could see him DMing Kirk, like I'm, or something like I'm really the trump card.
Like Kirk, but he'd like DM an ancillary person who would then relay it to Kirk.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't think he could keep. I think it's Nustin, because if you remember from a couple years ago, he would come on Meeting the Minds and he would do the Trump, and it sounded similar. And Nustin's a caller, but is he that sharp?
No shot. I don't know who that guy is, but it's weird. We're gonna be in Sako, next week. We're probably gonna like be next to that guy drinking a beer and having no idea that this is the Trump caller. That Trump caller had a good streak where just like you kind of listening, waiting for the callers, going by the callers, just waiting for him to call in. He was magic.
And then he kind of ruined it though when he was when Jerry West called in, and then Jerry West then broke into the Trump. So that kind of broke it a little bit.
Do you like when people do that? They come up to you like at live events and tell you who they are? Because I fucking hate it. I don't like to learn who the people are. Like I like the authenticity of a parody account or a caller, or I love that.
Yeah, but that's how everyone knows each other. Like we're gonna go and say, "Hey, I'm Michael. I'm Michael Palmer. Here you go." You know, like but like that's they're gonna be like, "Okay, who is that?"
But they could do that and not say who their character. They can introduce themselves. I'm not saying I don't like fucking people. I'm saying I don't like fucking knowing you're blind Mike's fucking daddy, but I do like him so bad I can't. I love Blind Mike's daddy.
Smooth Data Dan said, "Blink twice if you're safe, Jukum."
Yeah, I'm good. Sorry, I don't really have a good pod setup in my house. I like in different other spots I was in, I would always kind of have something set up, but this is all kind of recent. Computer was dying, so I had to go over here now. But
BA, can I ask a question? I know you're the host. I don't want to be rude.
No.
I thought I actually laughed. Mick brought up Coleman's old podcast when he had Ned Do on, which if you have Ned Do on your podcast, I think you should be eliminated. Who would ever do such a thing? When you saw that notification from Mick, did you laugh? Like that? It was kind of funny.
It's just like, to me, once again, as I've been saying, this is Kirk's show. This is about Kirk. Why would I bring up a fucking podcast from 2 years ago in the middle of COVID? I started to boost my resume by adding on some producer cred. It was like 18 episodes.
I'm saying when you saw
looking back, it's not a great pod. Like, why would I?
No. But I'm saying when you saw Mick bring it up, though, did you like laugh, or you like, oh, that little fucking cocksucker?
I'd say somewhere in between, just kind of like a sigh, just like a,
See, Mick's playing like I don't. Mick's
it just felt kind of cringe to me, almost.
Well, that's Mick.
It's funny though. Mick's stock is kind of like slowly rising, like not like very high, but he started very low and he's like slowly rising a bit. It's very odd. That's why I wish he would come on, because there's a few things, but I thought that was funny when I saw that. I was like, oh fuck! But it's almost trying to get you in trouble, Rico, or trying.
Yeah, that was actually really annoying to me.
That's the whole intent.
No, that was actually scummy, because back then I think maybe I did that interview, and at one point Rico had me blocked for a while. Not that I was coming at him or anything. I maybe came up in his feed and he saw that, so I was blocked. And then funny first full circle moment today, after all this time I spent with him, all this time helping him out on shit, he follows me back today. So I thought in the grand scheme of things, it made sense for that to come out today. It was very full circle for me.
That's funny. Yeah, Rico blocked me back in the day, because do you remember Blackjack Fletcher, the cowboy? When he got that gambling internship, I DM'd him being like, "Oh, there's the riders. You need to make the Jack Pack," and he would hashtag. Then he started hashtagging Jack Pack. But I didn't really know Barstool at the time as much, because this was a while ago. And then Rico blocked me right away, and he actually unblocked me because one of the rider / Minifans hit the post, reached out to him saying, "This guy's an okay guy," and then I got unblocked. So that was
No, I mean, having spent time with him more so, and actually having even seen Ned Do in office, Barstool Idol was kind of going on when I was first coming in. I'm clearly a rider now. Like, I have no desire to ever really talk with Ned Do anymore or anything. I mean, even he said to Mick, he's like, why even bring me up in this? And I was like, yeah, that's annoying. So no, Rico's my guy. That's firsthand experience talking now, and wouldn't want it any other way.
Well, how about you, Montante? Would you disavow Ned Do if Kirk told if you got the job or before the job, maybe like right now?
I love the Nades there. I think there's a world where these two things can coexist. Rico can tolerate me and still call in. If Kirk was like, you gotta disown Ned Do for the job, I would do it, but I don't think he would.
It's not worth it, bro. Just do it. It's not worth it. It's Ned Do.
I'm saying I don't think Kirk would. I don't think Kirk. I find Ned Do amusing. Even he gets things. I guess I do too, like wrong all the time, and he'll quickly delete it. Like he'll like fuck up like an expression where he thinks he's making a point, just completely making the opposite. And you'll see a Ned Do tweet with no likes and 6 responses, and that's when you know you got a good one. I like that. He makes me laugh, but I would disavow him if need be. I just don't think Kirk would do that. I don't think Kirk cares.
Yeah, he doesn't like me.
Patrick Ford said Ned Do seems like he's doing really well since leaving Barstool. Best cheeseburger I've ever had at McDonald's. Is lucky to have him.
Come on.
Let's go.
Patrick Ford, what a good guy. So Sako's T-minus a week away. I'm assuming everyone's going to be there.
Yeet.
Yep.
Are you guys nervous? Are you excited? What's your plan when you get there? Like, because you're kind of there as you're not really there as fans, sort of. You're there at, like, are you going to be partying? Are you going to be just chilling? No, John, what do you think?
Am I going to be partying?
Yeah.
I mean, no. Like drinking and I don't really drink that much, so no.
No. So you're going there. You guys are going to all go there, all business, which I think is a good idea.
Yeah.
I'll just be standing around, look at people drink, and be like, yeah.
Montante's going to have to
talk. Oh, no, because if I was there for a normal Sako show, I'd be treated like a fucking tailgate. I'd be a disaster, but I can't. So I'm gonna be there like a good boy.
Well, I actually want to address this because I think Kirk was wrong when he said I was the drunkest guy at the Portland Gritties. I was top 5, but I wasn't the drunkest guy there. There was definitely a couple before me. I think the Axe could have been one of them because the Axe actually told me I was the first Minifan she's ever met. Which is funny to say, but yeah. So Josh's top 10 list. Is it the worst list of all time?
Yeah, that kid listens to the show less than people give him. Like, if you think he barely listens to it, think less. He has no clue what's going on, but it was funny.
That's what I worry about with new people. Like in that job, like that's what I hate. Like somebody comes in, they could do that and think they listen to like 3 shows and think like, oh, I could do this, and it just fucking fades out like that. Like that's a perfect example.
In Jack's defense, he's listening like at one point, it was like 5-6 shows a day. That kid went in there the day and was like, yeah, I didn't finish yesterday's show. Like that's crazy. That is just absolute laziness. I'm sure he's a nice kid. He's great, but yeah,
I've actually
2 different things.
I've actually like really appreciated this period of time after having done the first couple times trying out, where I now can just keep up with the date going ahead, but then have that whenever I have that free time, be able to go back. So it just feels like I'm still very current and picking up on a lot of these current inside jokes while still trying to gain all that history. So
another thing to do is like when you hear something that they're referencing and shit, like then go listen to that stuff. You know what I mean? If stuff is brought up a bunch, then go listen to that topic or whatever. It's instead of having to get through everything and missing shit.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it.
I know you will.
That's a promise. I'll go through the whole thing. I think it's only fair if given that opportunity. I think it's only fair.
Coleman, so what's your favorite old episode? Because I'm curious as someone that you could give a couple, but what's your favorite one listening to?
If I could take a look back, the problem is with a lot of it, I was like listening at like 1.5 speed. So a lot of like trends just started blurring together. I mean, Death of Steve Robinson, everyone told me was a classic episode. So I thought that was really interesting stuff. I thought that the NBC article one was another recent one I had listened to, but NBC basically like blasted Barstool or whatever. And it was probably, not that big of a deal of an episode in the grand scheme of things. But to me, it kind of meshed both of the worlds perfectly that I'm involved in. So I just really enjoyed that, hearing names that I was familiar with and everything. But as of right now, I'd say Death of Steve Robinson left an impact. Oh, the hot dog contest. I think just listening to that was also hilarious. Like seeing where we are now, like that would clearly be something that would probably be on video. So just like hearing that entire thing back was so funny.
Yeah, those are two good. Those are two great ones. Shane Munchak came as history pod. I never listened to it, but that could be the good one. There's also like the year in reviews. The Minifan show. The Minifan show did a good
Minifan show YouTube channel too, because there's a bunch of old Kirk videos on there. That's great to watch. Like
even you can't listen to the whole thing, but the Mincel Intel episodes on here, we used to like go back and do Kirk's WEI stuff. So that was even before Barstool, but we would put it in. But there's the Minifan shows. The Minifan show YouTube is actually good to see his pre-Barstool stuff, which some of it's really crazy. Like it's really good. So John and Joanne's wedding. John and Joanne's wedding. Are you guys excited? What do you?
I feel so bad.
See, I mean,
I feel so bad for John.
See, I don't think he is excited.
He got he got strong armed into it, and then there was a point where they asked, they're like, "Are we gonna break up with her?" And he gave like a 6-second pause. Yeah, he was going to, and he didn't have it in him. He didn't have it in him to be like, Kirk, like I don't want to do that, poor bastard. And I don't think he has it in him to tell him that he changed his mind. John's about to be married in 10 days and have no interest in it. He goes, I don't have to live with her, right? The poor guy, he has no interest in it.
Poor girl.
I feel terrible for him.
I am happy for my guy, John Peltier, Mr. and Mrs. John Peltier. I love that.
She's not changing the last name.
God damn it. God damn it.
Gus, you were there. How was the vibe in the room?
I mean, I've never seen a man slouch as bad as when Mutt did when I made my terrible joke. So he was definitely uncomfortable. But at the end of the day, I think after the initial shocks, I think he was expecting Joanne to be completely against it.
Pelt says he's not. Pelt says he's not breaking up with her.
Knowing this, there's a 10% chance it's actually him. But funny comment nonetheless.
Go ahead, Augustus.
At the end of the show, I think he seemed much more warmed up to the idea, and I think he's going to have a good time with it. So I'm excited for the wedding, and I hope No Exit 4 can make an appearance, and if not, I know there's a lot of people clamoring, Cullinane looking for a new gig. Let's bring back the hits. We got DJ Cully coming in.
Oh, you think DJ Cully, the hits? I'm wearing a Play the Hits the quarters up. Can you believe that?
Have you ever seen BA ripping the Cully shirt?
Yeah, we have.
I have not.
Ripping a Cully shirt.
Someone will send you the gift. Like early in Cully's tenure, because Cullinane came in and a lot of us, like the trolls, what you would say are the haters of the show, were all like really on the outs with the Kirk Minahan show. And then Cully was in a group chat with all of us because he didn't have the job. So he would be talking to us all the time. And so then when he got the job, he was like, I'm going to vouch for you guys. I'm going to bring you back. And like within like 2 episodes, Kirk chopped him down. He's out of the group chat. He's like, he got us unblocked by the Kirk Minahan show account, but like he didn't really do what he said he was going to do. And he like turned his back on us, which it's like his job and whatever. But so then there was a King Cully shirt and I ripped it, and there's a GIF. There's a GIF out there. But that was the one thing Cully did. He came in and he was like, I'm going to vouch. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. And Kirk ripped him 2-3 episodes and he was done.
Minifans have had their hearts broken by the producer of the Kirk Minahan show so many times, but we're still here.
That's why I think Coleman has the best advantage, because he doesn't really have these relationships that the rest of us have for like 4 or 5 years, really knowing each other online, meeting each other in person. A lot of us became friends, So I think Coleman has the advantage. It's like, I could cut these guys if I need to, because this is a job. It's not like a friendship. So I think that gives you the advantage, in all honesty, because it's business at the end of the day, right?
I mean, another thing too is I've been very careful in terms of my words in saying what I would do. I think that there's a lot of things you can promise, but being able to carry through and properly carry through is the thing. So you can make short-term adjustments to anything, but really to properly do any of those long-term ones, it takes time. So I don't want to half-ass anything and promise anything that I can't know to my full ability do. So
beautiful. So who I'm gonna go around the room. That was a beautiful call. Coleman is
he's on fire.
Coleman is like, when I watch Minifandom, Coleman, like what Menners try to railroad you, and he's talking about himself the whole time. That's what he does. He goes and he's like, he says, "Oh, it's a good opportunity," and then he tries to do gotcha moments. But I thought you did a good job compared to the rest. Gus, did you ever go in Minifandom or no? You never got asked.
I haven't been asked yet. That's
crazy.
What's that about it, guys? Don't worry, I've never been invited.
Trust me, he's doing you a favor.
I know he is, but I'm just saying, I think he's more disappointed when Tim says he has a great surprise for him and it's me.
Honestly, that was part of that whole decision-making process too, about going on. I had just told you guys that I would be doing this, and then Quantum Kirk, I think I'm supposed to do Tuesday or something, allegedly. So then getting hit with that third one, even though I had said it previously, in my mind, I'm like, listen, I did okay trying out for this. Too much extra screen time just gives more and more opportunities to mess up and slip up. Then I thought about it a little more. I'm like, I don't have a job and I went to school for journalism and broadcasting. There is no reason why I can't hop on a podcast and chop it up. So that was partly some of that going on as well.
Fuck you actually has a good comment. Is there a second producer's chairs for that nose Coleman has? So the second nose comment.
I have a big nose on that guy too. Like, you don't need to be giving him this shit, everybody. That's
the comments. I read the comments. You know that.
I see. Nose is not a problem. Like, what do I care? Nose.
You get the nose. So I'm gonna go around the room. I'm gonna go around the room. I guess Mick isn't gonna come because now it's 9. It's like this guy. I don't know. He should, like, I don't know. Maybe it's gonna help him. Who knows? But
he's too busy listening to my old podcast.
Yeah, for sure. He was tweeting like 2 hours ago. Like so I don't know. But who is the worst producer candidate? I'm gonna go around there. And you can't say Josh. It has to be one of the 5. I guess you guys could do a cop out of Mick. I'll go around the room. Who wants to go first? John, you want to go first?
So it's us 4 and one other person. I don't know who the other person is.
You don't know the other producer candidate?
Is it Mick? Are we counting Mick?
Yeah, there's only 5.
He's not here. Then I would go with probably Mick. Yeah, because he would have to learn, and he's not that great on the mic. It sounds like he's in 1.5 speed. He talks too fast and shit.
All right, Montante.
I'll go John. Just because Mick's too obvious. John's the fun answer. He's just fucking slime ball. I like him. He's a slimer, though.
I like you too, buddy.
Thank you.
How about you, Coleman? Who would you say?
I'm going Montante, but that is also why he's my favorite out of everyone. I think his role of being the worst in this world of the show is phenomenal. It's so great. Seriously. It's almost like Jersey. No, it's almost like Jersey Jerry-esque to me in a way. Like when you see Jerry edits, like that's what I was thinking of with his promo today.
This kid's good.
And Gus, who are you gonna say?
It's Montante because I think we've seen as the show's developed, Kirk's short leash for technical fuck-ups and complete fuck-ups. That's why Cullinane's not here anymore. He's sick and tired. Like, the fuck-ups are fun. Yeah, it's content. But at one point, this is still a professional show. It's got to go on. Montante is much better than me on the air. Great third chair spot. I just don't think there's enough wiggle room now to have a producer that's going to fuck up in a case like that.
Do you have a rebuttal, Montante?
Yeah, that whole shit's so overplayed. That's why, I didn't want Mick to go in there my second time. What'd you say? What were you saying, Gus?
But it's yes, inside the studio is fairly simple, fairly easy to understand. If Kirk's on the road doing the case and you have to go out and travel with them, can you set up a whole live broadcast and record it and get it up all?
No, if they're doing not as of right now, I can't. But like if they're doing a live show at Sako, like I would say I'm not. This is not my role to do. Let's get a fucking third party place to do this. Like that's not my thing. I can go in that studio 4 times a week, get the show up, have drops ready to go, and be good to go. If I were offered the job, I would have that no problem. That's the main part of the job. I would have that part, no issue with that.
Yeah, it's the main part of the job, but also Kirk says he wants to go travel. Kirk's going to be doing more stuff in Chicago.
Yeah,
I
can't do that today, but I can learn it over time, no problem.
But everyone else in this competition, in this
bullshit. You couldn't do a live show in the middle of fucking Des Moines, Iowa. Fuck out of here.
$10 says I could.
Oh, well, I don't think we're going to find out, so you win the bet. Fuck out. What the fuck? You win.
So good.
You had your first live show on Mars, Augustus. Get the fuck
out of here. Would Gus go on the submarine to the Titanic?
Is he talking about the Titan? No, because that shit's stupid. But if it was approved by the Coast Guard, I would.
There you go.
All right, Gus is he's a wild man. Going to Mars, going to the Titanic, going to Cancun. Wait, how white trash was your wedding? I guess
white trash. It was where we were on the beach was very nice.
Did you wear a dinosaur Hawaiian shirt or whatever the fuck to get married in? Or like,
no, I had a nice white linen shirt, a sage green tie, suspenders. I look decent.
What about the fedora? How did the fedora come into play?
The first day I showed up, I went into the gift shop. I saw the fedora. I put it on my head as a joke. It's like, son of a bitch, it works.
So a little white trash.
Were you in the band in high school, Augustus?
No, I was not.
Okay.
I was in middle school, but then I quit to play soccer. So,
yeah,
nothing
you
wrong with that. Band people fucked. Anyway, that's a whole different.
Quote that.
So
the goth kids fucked.
Dave said none of you guys reached out for the producer. That Montante said you can go in Friday where there's no show.
BA, may I? So yeah. I heard that comment. I saw the tweet.
Jesus.
What's up? Give me 1 second. I gotta get a microphone.
So I was thinking about that tweet all day, and I was like, all right, it looks like I'm not like when I went in there last time, I made it work. I thought it'd be my last time, but I saw that tweet and I was like, oh fuck, like makes me look lazy, blah blah blah. So I was thinking the whole time, like, how do I get in there? How do I get in there? Logistically, I could not get in there before. So then I called my buddy who I'm driving up with Thursday. He could take a half day Thursday, so I could drive up Thursday, be ready for Friday. I didn't finish today's show, so as I'm getting these tweets, like, what a moron, what a moron, what a moron. I'm like, why are they killing me over this? And then I finished the show, and like 15 minutes later, like 60 minutes to go in the show, they say the schedule. I'm like, oh, fuck me. But I was coming from a good place. I wanted to get it one last time. I thought they were doing a Friday show. My fault.
If you were going to produce Friday, I would have said I'd come in to be the third chair.
I messaged Dave and said if Friday's available, me and BA will come in.
And that, by the way, I texted him, and that motherfucker didn't respond. But then I get the notification. He's fucking crushed me recently. That piece of shit.
Who? Dave Cullinane?
Cullinane murdering me behind the scenes. Yeah, if I text him something, he just won't respond. He responds via tweet on the show account. He easily could have been like, "Hey, dummy, we're not doing a show on Friday, you fat slob." But no, he takes to the Twitter and puts me on blast.
Dan Hammer said Mick's face makes Coleman's nose look normal. So I think that's a credit to Coleman. Yeah. That's a credit to Coleman. Fucking Mick, he signs in and then
it's remarkable. It's almost like he knew when the show would end and he would pop up to say he popped up.
Yeah, I guess we're gonna do overtime with Beyond Average Mick. What'd you say, Sean? You have something? You guys actually, whatever you guys want to say.
I do have to say, Mick's setup there looks fucking pretty nice. Kind of fucking places in.
Yeah.
Nice round.
Is that a tuxedo? Is that a tuxedo chair?
Shirt chair. Beyond Average shirt.
Hey, what's up? Can you hear me?
He wants Mick to get the job.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, Montante.
Yeah. What's up?
What do you got for me?
We might have done a whole show already there, Mick.
Yeah, I heard BA on the way home. I literally heard him say, is this guy going to come? I've said it a million times. I'm going to come if I can. I'm trying to make it.
Well, no, I was told you're gonna come. I don't do the booking. The Axe did it. I'm glad you're here because I was saying I actually was giving you credit today. I said you probably started the lowest, but you've been kind of rising a little bit slowly, while the other candidates have all kind of their stocks are down a bit. You know, John woke up at 1 p.m. today. Montante
putting out good videos.
Montante, the video, he's saying he could come in Friday. Gus, I forget what Gus did. Gus with the stupid dance and the sexy dance.
Was tough.
Yeah.
But also, and then Coleman maybe a little bit too aggressive today. So, the floor is yours, Mick. What do you have to say?
Well, I mean, the stock definitely couldn't go any lower, at least among the fan base. So I will say, if anybody's giving me any credit, then I guess it's better than nobody. No, I mean, I got a little more comfortable. I think every time I've gone in there, I felt a little comfortable. I've definitely fucked up a million times. Bringing up the Jonas Brothers thing the other day, though, like the main reason why I thought that would be funny is I thought Dave was right there, so that maybe Dave would pop in, but he wasn't right there, so it made it really bad. But just little things like that. But as far as the whole, competition, it's been fun. It's fun fucking around. Kirk seems to have a good time with it. I don't know.
Freddie Lynn said you left to get a microphone, but your audio sounds bad.
Did you have any during the time of the show? Did you want to throw John to the side and try to get on there? Did you feel kind of like you're getting cucked?
So Dave texted me in the beginning of the day, and he was like, "We're gonna have John jump in the main chair because it's his first time doing it." So I was like, "Okay, that's fine." And he said, and then he said, "If Kirk wants to switch halfway through, he can." But
fair. Okay, so then we were okay.
Yeah. Yep.
I was sitting in that producer seat.
Yeah.
What about you versus Coleman today? You're bringing up his old podcast with Nadu. What do you have to say about that?
I just teed it up. I don't hate Coleman at all. I don't think he's a bad guy. I don't know him. I don't think he's a bad guy. But this is kind of the game, right? I feel like if you had something funny of mine, just like the Augustus when he tried to bring Quinlan's play-by-play back, it's all it is. Just throwing it out there.
Coleman, what do
thanks for the listen. I'll take it, whatever. And thanks for the tweet too.
Thanks for showing everybody my front door.
Yeah, exactly.
That was a perfect tweet, though. You have to admit that.
Oh, 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10.
Fantastic. That was great.
You versus Augustus too. If there's some animosity between you two, what do you, Augustus? Do you want to set the stage? Because during the actually we thought there was a conspiracy that you cut out some audio in the YouTube because it cuts out where you start talking about Mick. It just cuts out, and then it says, and you're like, "Oh, I don't mind the guy," but it cuts. But then on the podcast, so it must have just been a glitch. So yeah, Augustus, what
kind of YouTube glitch? I mean, for me, I believe what I said on the show, if I can remember, because the whole day's been a blur pretty much after coming back. My issue with Mick all along has been he throws shit against the wall with no fucking backing behind it, and he's like, "Oh, there's shit." Me, I wouldn't do that.
No, I'm joking. Yeah, because that's Mick's MO, of course. Sorry.
So, what was it exactly that I cut off? It was because of it was the when last time we were on Mike and the Minifans, I brought up, would you be an intern for no money because you said you work for free, and you're like, oh no, and it was me, you, and Montante on here, and now all of a sudden again, yesterday with John, I'd work for free. What is it?
My voice didn't go up when I said that, but I did say I would work for free in hopes that employment would happen afterwards.
Well, you look at.
Do you think I'm just going to work for free in my life? Like,
I want to jump in and just say I wouldn't promote against getting him to work for free, just because that'll help the show. But he does do work in the background. I'm telling you, I saw it yesterday firsthand. Like he was little. I mean, if he's told what to do and directed, he would be a great free employee.
Good dog.
I don't know what to tell you.
I'm struggling. Is Mick kind of funny? I'm struggling internally. I think he's kind of funny, which pains me to say. Edit this out. I don't know. He is kind of.
So I thought he gave a great effort in promoting the pay-per-view today too. Out of everyone, I thought right there after me was him.
I was out of sleep, so
but
I didn't even see it.
John, what happened? I knew you weren't actually asleep.
No, it was work.
It goes back to knowing the show because look you have Justin Trudell started off as an intern unpaid. He eventually was paid. You had Blind Mike even starting off coming in the show unpaid, had a term getting paid. Now he does his promotions for blindmike.net. Also, everyone, just in case you forgot, barstool.tv/PPV. Go buy now. I know we all have burner accounts. Have all your burner accounts, buy them. So we're going to keep that pay-per-view going. Let's get to the 5,000. Let's get to 10,000 because I think we're going to have more fun at 10,000 buys if we keep this up. So there's opportunity if you make it for yourself. Even what Josh did today, he's like, you know what? I can't do this producing thing. I don't think this is right for me, but I'd love to be behind the scenes helping out and do that. And Josh was great. I had a whole list today to have cut sheets for time. So if we had what we talked about to keep that whole shit up, he was keeping up with it, throwing on stuff. So it's kind of stuff like that starts off. Yeah, maybe it might come free and just shoot it out right away. But think long term, yeah, you can turn into a job.
Mick?
Yeah, I don't know who. I don't think I shot it down right away though. That's why I'm
No, you-
confused.
oh, you-
Like, I don't think I shot it down.
I said, would you? On Mike and the Minifans, would you be if Mike or I got the job? Would you do an internship for free? And you go, no.
Well, I think that was more because we'd be leading the show. I think
we're trying to
right.
prove.
Yeah.
And it was also the way it was phrased. It was, would you be Montante's like intern? And it was like just that was going to be your role, like getting coffee. It was the way
I would
not
hate that. I would.
yeah, of course not.
Yeah.
Of course you would.
Someone actually Oh, go ahead, Mick. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say I would work for free in hopes for employment for a certain amount of time, and I think Kirk would say you could, leave or stay, but like I don't think it would be you're gonna be here for free forever type of deal.
Can I ask a question?
What's up,
Coleman? Can you like produce like the board and everything? Are you completely up to speed on all that stuff and taking calls?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm chill.
Okay.
Coleman's chill. That's good.
Chill.
Coleman's a chill guy. Someone actually said if there is like a 2 producer model, they say that Mick for sure will be one of them, like almost a guarantee that Mick will, if there's a 2 producer. So you got that, Mick. This guy Matthew Miller keeps asking about.
Say that?
Someone in the chat said it. They said if there's a 2, I think they're giving you a compliment.
Oh, okay.
Like you would be you're a lock if there's 2, not if there's 1. Matt wants to know about Prime, but then Freddie Lynn said we don't care about the Dion talk, so fuck you, Matthew Miller. Mick, what do you? Sorry, Augustus, go ahead.
He's talking about your drink.
This drink? Oh no, he's talking about Deion Sanders. He wants everyone to say Deion Sanders is a scumbag. Like, who cares? I'm betting Colorado because they've been making me money each week. So, I keep saying Deion. Mick, what do you have to say? These guys all are pretty much giving you as you're the worst candidate for the job. You or Montante. What do you got to say about that?
Oh, everyone is. It's par for the course. That's all I've heard the whole time. I also think it doesn't help.
I said John. I said John.
Which
I
means
said
that
John.
probably. Okay. Fair. But I just think I think the only person's opinion that matters is Kirk's. I mean, the small amount of people that listen to the show that are on Twitter are going to be very vocal. A lot of them are trolls. A lot of them hate me no matter what, and a lot of them are just fucking around. So either way, I don't think he's going to listen to the audience. I think he does care about what his fans think in some aspect, but like not to who he's going to hire. I think he trusts himself with that, So I mean, no, it doesn't disappoint. It doesn't disappoint me, but of course, you want to be liked by everybody, but like it's not. I think I said this today. It's not going to bother me if people don't like me, especially people I don't really know that well.
This might be the biggest reality check for Mick in the world, and I think he might come out on the other end as the most likable guy. In the race.
Famous ages you, right?
Yeah.
So Mick, look, who would you say is the worst producer candidate in this crew right here? In
here, or like?
Well, you guys are the only. You guys are the only 5 people.
Quinlan.
John? Yeah, it's only you 5.
All right, I would go. I mean, Josh is hands down the worst. If I think like the worst for the show, and I don't mean this in like a technical aspect, I mean just more on air, I think it would probably be Augustus. But that's again, like I think he'd be really good in like professional aspect. That's more on the air, I think.
So you're thinking Augustus is the worst?
From the thing that I would consider the most important, maybe not the most important part of the job, but one of the most, equally as Kirk has said, 50-50. I think he's probably the worst in that category, which would make him the lowest for me.
I agree with that. I'm not good on the air. I know that.
Yeah.
Oh, so you agree you're the worst?
I don't agree I'm the worst. I'm just saying I agree. I know I'm bad on the air. That's why I'm trying to better myself on the air.
Ironhead, Kirk's favorite guy, Ironhead. To be honest, he usually Kirk's been taking Jerry Callahan's producers the whole time, and but he denied Ironhead. Ironhead said, "Raise your hand if you're fully confident, if you know what you're doing, and don't lie."
I feel
like in what?
I feel like a child.
Like in life, or like producing the chaos?
Yeah, like I don't know
what we're doing.
This is like
that's that hand stand down.
That's why Craig will never get the role. No instincts at all. Raise your hand if you smoke cigs in bed. John? No?
Cigs in bed. I think cigs after sex too stink. I was never a guy like that. I don't like cigs in bed.
So any final thoughts, Mick? Any final thoughts? Anything you want to say? It's been about an hour 20, so we'll get these boys ready for their final their Friday night. But final thoughts, Mick? We'll go around the room.
Do we know what the schedule is next week for everybody? I'm told I'm going in there on. I know
I'm in there. I'm in there Friday.
Okay.
Yeah, Montante Friday. I'm in there Wednesday. I think Coleman's in there Thursday.
Yep.
And Augustus got fired.
Yeah, I was just curious, but no, this is fun. I mean, it's always been fun coming on here. I don't know if we'll get to do one of these beforehand. We should do one before Sako, if that's cool with PA.
I won't be available. I'll be in Boston. So.
And then we'll have to do one after, no matter what.
We could do it. I would set one up if the show wanted to do that. I would be there Friday. We could honestly do one if you wanted to, but that's up to you.
Maybe we'll have to discuss something.
But if the show wants to do like a Mike and the Minifans, which doesn't seem like it's happening, I am more than willing to throw that and put it on.
Why not have it? Reach out to Dave. See
yeah,
pre-show.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Yeah.
Pre-show
no other comments. No other comments from me though.
It'll give you something to do for Sako too, because you guys can't drink and shit, So.
Oh yeah, but then do I have to do something? Because I'm there as going. I'm not there to work, In all honesty, so you guys can do it if you want. I want to have fun.
Might be a better show. Then.
Yeah. Well, if I could drink and stuff, then I'll do it. But I don't think that's.
Why wouldn't you be allowed to drink? You ever see a Mike and the Minifans in the past?
We'll see. I'm not too focused on it, but it's up to you guys. So, any final thoughts, Montante?
I got Manners chirping me that I tweeted during the show about gambling. I hate that fucking cocksucker. That's my final thought. Yes. What an annoying little shithead Manners is.
I'll just go and say commendable job, seriously, by every single person in here. I mean, I know that I'm coming from a place like Barstool, but I seriously think each and every one of you could make it in that environment, could make it on a professional podcast somewhere. Seriously, just awesome stuff all around. It's been a lot of fun interacting with everyone.
Yeah, brother.
John?
Happy to be here. Happy to have been producing in this role. Getting to go in for a second time, even better. Honestly, this is what I feel like Coleman's job to lose. I'm still going to stick in this race. I 100% want this job, but Coleman, you're doing a great job. And if I could take the time,
I've said this before too, though. Like, I could see any single person in here for very different reasons. Like, I think there is a strong reason to think it could be me, but at the same time, like, I think every single person sitting here could make for a good show for vastly different reasons. So I think we're still in a long stretch of this race. Definitely.
Just don't be that nice. Be meaner. I want you to be
right, well, fuck you. You know what?
That's what I want.
Gus?
I mean, I just again want to thank Kirk even just for having this opportunity and letting us all in. And if you haven't yet, barstool.tv/PPV, buy the pay-per-view. Let's get the buys going up all the way. All
right, boys. Well, it was
are
great.
You gonna ask Bug Eyes over there? Come on.
I thought I asked Mick first. Didn't I?
Yeah, you asked me first. You asked me first.
Oh, okay.
I was just saying, can I ask you guys one thing? Can I ask you one thing before we go?
Yeah, go ahead.
He's too busy tweeting about the games.
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah,
do you believe him like 100% that he has his mind not made up at all? Like, do you think he has a good idea right now of who he's going to pick, or do you think he's still completely clueless?
I think he has an inkling. I think he has an idea who the favorite is in his mind.
I think he's got his.
I don't know.
I think he's got his rankings, but as we've seen, it changes.
But if you have rankings, Gus, that would mean you have a favorite, dummy.
But you can have your favorites, but you can't.
Are the rankings just 2, 2, 2, 2, 2?
Could be.
Or is there a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, and a 5?
It's like
golf.
T32
every day. They've changed. They could change every hour. I'm sure it changes.
I think he'll know 100% for sure when the moment does come. Yeah. When he makes the pick, I think I'm confident enough to think that he knows what he's doing, and he's gonna, be 100% about whoever it is.
I think tonight's going to be a really big helper for him to pick that. I think no matter what, he would never say he knows what his pick is. That ruins all this great. Like, this has been the best the show has ever been. I think this producer search. So I don't think he would say it, but like, I think this show will do a lot. And I mean, we see next week.
Mick, any more questions?
That's it for me. I'll see you guys at Sako. See everybody at Sako.
Yeah, I'll see all you boys in Sako. We'll have a good time. And okay, see you, Mick.
Mick's remarkable. It's unbelievable.
But I appreciate you boys hopping on Friday night, and good luck to each of you. And Joe, you can axe us now.
Another tough day at work today. Stephen Kirk, think I suck. Throw back a few wobbly pops, feeling down on my luck. And the interns ruin every show. But it's still where we want to go. It's Mike and the Minifans. 'Cause nobody had any better plans. You want to be with DC and our aim in a hand. The host can't see it's Mike and the Minifans. And nobody's seen real MHB. This whole thing is a sham. You never see him pee, it's Mike and the Minifans.